Good morning, students. Welcome to 12th Business Studies. We are going with our fifth unit, that is organizing, and we are left with a part to study, that is delegation of authority. Now, when we talk about delegation of authority, the word delegation means granting or giving. So, here, when the person is being workloaded or when the person is having more of the workload and he is beyond its capacity, then he must share it with the subordinates for successful performance of his organization. At various level, manager cannot focus on the important or the vital thing in the organization, so he has to delegate the authority. He has to divide the work and divide the task to with its subordinates. So this process of sharing the work with subordinate is done through the delegation of authority. So what actually is delegation of authority? Delegation of authority refers to the process, because it is a process of sharing of task, or we can say responsibility and authority between the manager and his subordinates. So this is what you can write the meaning as well as, like delegation of authority is a process of sharing the task and authority and responsibility between the manager and the subordinate. But why does manager does this? Because he's overloaded and he can focus on the important things which a manager have to do it. Okay, so this process is called as delegation of authority. Now what actually this process is, now I'm talking about this process, what this process is. It is also called as element. There are only three elements, there are only three steps in the process, that is ARA. First A stands for authority, second, that is R, stands for responsibility, and third A stands for accountability. Now when we talk about authority refers to the right of an individual to command his subordinates. That means a person has a right to command his subordinates and take an action within the scope of his position. So whenever we are giving a work to someone, so we also have to give authority to him to do that particular task in a proper way. So we can say extent of authority. The authority is more at the top level or higher level, and it comes when it comes down, it reduces as the communication comes down, or we can say as we come to the lower level of organization. So thus the authority flows from top to the bottom. Okay, so superior have authority over the subordinates. So relationship between or authority relationship helps to maintain the order in the organization. That means the top people will give authority to the lower level. So authority determines the relationship between superior and subordinate. So this is done in order to give the authority to the lower person and let them grow. So this authority is the first thing, that the power is given to conduct a particular task. The second comes responsibility. Now when authority is given, responsibility is assumed. When we ask someone to do particular work, then that person is responsible for the work which we have been allotted to him. So here the responsibility is the obligation of an individual to carry out the assigned duty, whichever the duty is been given to him. So it originates from superior and subordinate relationship, as the subordinate is bound now to perform the duty assigned to him by his superior. So here the responsibility flows upward and authority flows downward. Okay, now the third one comes, that is accountability. Accountability is the obligation to carry out responsibility, that is being answerable to the final outcome. When the work is being given, that is delegation, and the particular person is responsible for it, so that is responsibility, and he is answerable back to the person who gave him the authority, so that is answerable or accountability. Once the authority has been delegated and responsibility has been accepted, one cannot deny with the accountability. That means he have to give answer and he is accountable for the work which is assigned to him. So it cannot be delegated and flow upward. That is, a subordinate is accountable to the superior. Okay, so responsibility and accountability flows upward, and delegation of authority flows downward. Now, this is very important principle of absoluteness of accountability. Okay. Now, authority can be delegated, but responsibility and accountability cannot be delegated to a manager or by a manager. Manager can give only the authority, but he cannot delegate the responsibility and accountability. That will come from his subordinate to the superior one. So the authority granted to subordinate can be taken back, and that is called as redelegation to another person. Suppose if authority is given to a particular person and he is not able to perform it in a prescribed way, so we can redelegate, take the authority back and give it to someone else. But here manager still remains accountable even after delegating the authority. The process of delegation is from the superior to the subordinate. It means delegation does not give up from the manager's responsibility. Manager will still be responsible, still be accountable for the performance of the assignment of the task which is given to him. The authority granted to the subordinate can be taken back, okay, and can be redelegated to other person. So here manager remains accountable even after delegating the authority to the other person. Okay, so remember that even after delegating, manager will be accountable, manager will be responsible for it. Now this is your homework. You have to write down the comparison between ARA. These are the three elements: authority, responsibility and accountability. Next comes, what are the importance of delegation of authority? Why this delegation of authority is needed in the organization? The first thing is to reduce or reduction of excessive workload. Definitely, when I started this explaining delegation of authority, I said when person is overloaded, then he has to share his work, he has to give some part of his work to his subordinate. So to reduce the workload of the officer, of the manager, they have to utilize this delegation of authority and they have to give it to the subordinates so that he can concentrate on the more important work of the organization, and the creative work or whatever the more importance is, he can focus on that so the organization can perform well. Next comes employees development. Here when we use delegation of authority, each and every employee is also been developed because he gets an opportunity to utilize his talent. Okay, he can think over it and maybe have new ideas in this whatever the work we have given him. He gets the opportunity to utilize his talent, his skill and improve their career with this thing. So delegation allow them to develop those skills which will enable them to perform the task in a different way and assume those responsibility which will improve their career prospectus. So here delegation develops the future manager. We give chance to make a future manager or leadership qualities been developed in them. Next comes advantage, that is quick and better decisions are possible. Now when all the employees get an opportunity to have a different task and to show their skills, have good talent, so definitely they are able to take a quick and better decision because the authority power has been given to them, and whatever decision they take, they will be responsible for it, they will be accountable for it, that means they will be answerable for it. So they will take a quick decision and a better decision because they do not have to consult, so there will be no delay in taking decision. The next comes why delegation of authority organization get the importance, that is high morale of the subordinates. Because of delegation of authority, all the subordinates who get the authority, they get an opportunity to display their efficiency and capability. So here we can say that delegation shows the trust and confidence of the superior on his subordinates. So here creates a good relationship, or they build a good relationship between the superior and subordinates, and this feels them encouraged, that they are encouraged and they will try to improve their performance better and better. So this will help the organization to achieve their task or their objective. The next comes better coordination. So the element that is authority, responsibility, and accountability helps to define the power. Authority means power, responsibility means duty, and accountability means answer. So this ability relate to a various job position, which refers in developing and maintaining effective coordination. So there will be a good coordination, there will be a clarity in the duties, and this will avoid the overlapping, and even duplication of the work will not be there. So when there is a clarity in the work, so definitely the effective coordination will be there among the departments, among the levels, among the functions. So we can say that delegation is a key element in effective organization. So this is what we have learned today. What is delegation of authority? What are the elements and what are the importance of delegation of authority? Thank you so much. Be connected to us. Keep on learning.